Thanks, Leslie. Life isn't a destination, it's a journey, and no one in the NBA knows that better than Chucky Brown.
Chucky Brown's basketball odyssey began with the Cleveland Cavaliers. After 2 seasons, he moved west to Los Angeles, and then New Jersey, and next to Dallas. And after 2 seasons and an NBA title in Houston, he hit the road again, this time to Phoenix. After that, he went to Milwaukee, then to Atlanta, Charlotte, San Antonio, back to Charlotte, then to Golden State, and then back to Cleveland before playing last season in Sacramento.
Okay, if you didn't get that, that was a total of 12 teams over 13 seasons. And joining us now to discuss the life of an NBA journeyman, Chucky Brown, as well as the president of the Chucky Brown fan club, Gerard Shukrone. Nice to see you guys.
Nice to see you, too.
12 teams
Yes.
over 13 seasons. Which city was your favorite?
My favorite city had to be Houston. Houston was my favorite, without a doubt.
What moments stand out for you over those 13 years in those 12 cities?
As far as playing, you know, winning the championship was great. That stands out. And I can remember when we came.
That was with Houston?
Yes, with Houston. And then when we came, one time we came to New York to play, and I had a good first quarter. I probably had like 10 points in the first quarter. And as I was running down the sideline, I heard Spike Lee say, "Who's guarding Brown?" And that like sticks out to me. So I told all my friends about it. I remember hearing them say that. So those 2 moments stand out.
What was the answer?
I couldn't remember who was guarding me myself.
He's talking about me. Gerard, you started a fan club for Chucky. Why did you start the club?
Well, you know, it was started as a group of fans in Houston who just liked basketball. And we became very fond of and attached to Chucky when he played there, kind of during the Rockets' glory years, 95, 96. And, you know, he's a guy who came in, who was signed on a 10-day contract. He wasn't, you know, going to be the guy who was going to start all 82 games that year, but he did. And he identified what the weaknesses were at the Rockets. He filled those holes in the team, and he became an integral part of that team.
Now, you have a strong belief in the Chucky Brown karma. Tell us about Chucky Brown karma and how that works.
Well, you know, it's not like a magical curse. It's not like some, you know, lightning bolt comes from the sky and strikes people down who disrespect Chucky. It's more like if you know basketball, you appreciate what Chucky brings to the game, which is, you know, integrity, which is defense, which is hustling, which is playing the passing lanes, which is, you know, doing all the little things it takes to win, being a team player. So sometimes people tend to, you know, get caught up in the other stuff in basketball, and their careers suffer. That's how we look at it. But there's a long line of people, franchises, general managers, other players whose careers have kind of faded into oblivion right at the moment that they disrespect Chucky Brown.
And still people who didn't fade into oblivion but still suffered, guys like Charles Barkley?
You know, Barkley actually is redeemed because the only way to redeem yourself is to apologize on national television, which he did do. But there's a lot of people who've not been as lucky as Charles.
Who do you think has been the worst victim of the Chucky Brown karma or beneficiary?
Well, I'm going to say probably Paul Westphal, who one time disrespected Chucky Brown to a reporter. Some guy said, hey, Chucky has a fan club and they want to put him on the All-Star team. And Paul Westphal said, you know, well, he's going to have to get on any team before he can get on the All-Star team. And since then, you know, within 6 months, Paul Westphal was out of a job and has no longer been coaching in the NBA. And, you know, what can you say?
Chucky, what do you think about this? Do you believe in the curse or the karma, I should say, curse?
I believe in it because you know, if someone does something wrong to you, it usually comes back on that person that did the wrongdoing. So, and it seems to be happening. So, I had no idea until I read on the website what Paul Westphal had said about me, because I don't really read the papers that much. Because I went out there for a trial. He brought me out there for a trial. So, I mean, I didn't even know he said it until I read it on the website.
How do you feel about all this attention generated by the fan club, and how has it affected your professional status as a journeyman in the league?
It's really flattering and humbling because, you know, a person in my position, you know, you never really think that someone would want to start a fan club and really support you like that, you know. So it's been really humbling and flattering for me, and you know, it's affected me because, like, I had a guy that I went to high school with one time who sent a letter to the fan club, and he ended up sending me an email, a friend of mine named Terry Vault, and he's in the military now, and he sent me an email, and we corresponded for a second, and, you know, I mean, there's been other people that have contacted me through the site.
I just want to ask you quickly, we don't have much time left, but Monday is a big day for you. Who are you hoping to get a call from? Do you have your eye on any teams?
To have my eye on any teams?
Well, that might call you to play this season. I know that you're...
Oh, New York would be great.
And
New York
the
would be great.
Knicks?
Yeah, the Knicks would be great. I'm from New York, so the Knicks would be great.
Well, Tony Massenberg has just matched your record for 12 signing with 12 different teams, so we're hoping you sign with someone else this season and you can step ahead again.
All right,
Okay.
well, thank you very much.
Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Gerard. And now for another weather forecast, here's Rob Hubel.